Howdy folks, talking today. So today, well, we're gonna be going out doing some shed hunting, and well, y'all know your boy's terrible at shed hunting. So we got two farms we're gonna hunt this video, and yeah. So I don't know if I'll put both farms in this video. We'll figure it out. But either way, I'll pick y'all back up at the end of the video. All right, y'all. Well, we're out here on the first shed hunt of the year, and we haven't found any yet. We're looking through here. Typically every year we find one or two in here, but we'll see. All right, y'all, look at this trail here. I'm gonna walk this around. And I mean, there's other trails leading up, but it really, to me, it should be a deer shed on this trail. See, y'all can see how beat up it is. That's crazy. All right, y'all, well, we got our first bone, but that ain't really doing us much. But here we go. Howdy folks, welcome back to an all today. So today we've been going out and doing a little shed hunting. So we're gonna be hunting this farm. It's about 130 acres, I think. I've never found but one shed on it and a deadhead. So, well, actually two sheds and a deadhead. But last year I really shed hunted it hard. It was the first year I ever got permission to hunt it. And well, found two sheds. And I don't have any bucks that I'm looking for. All the bucks I wanted to shoot, all the bucks I wanted to make it, everything's dead as far as I know. There's one deer I think made it through. I call Droopy. He's just a scrub little 6, but he's cool looking. So hopefully we can find him or Buddy. Those two are the only ones I think made it, but I really don't know. So we're gonna slip up and through here and hopefully find something. All right, so I feel as if this is gonna be quite hard to see them in these leaves with the sun being out like this, but we're gonna try it. So it's March 2nd right now, and there's not many deer I've seen still holding. So I think for the most part they dropped. And yeah, so there's probably still a few holding, but it's good enough to make me want to go look. And hopefully we can find something. All right, y'all, well, y'all can tell the deer have been in here. There's a few tracks there, but still no sheds. I did find this thing when that guy was watching me. I kind of thought it was like maybe, because I seen that, I was like, oh man. But it's not. I was thinking maybe it was a broke. But, oh well. All right, y'all, well, I got this old bone here. And here's another bone. I believe these are cow bones. We found something. All right, y'all, well, I'm sitting here. I'm walking through this bedding area now. I did kill a buck in this bedding area last year. And I seen a few more. So, ought to be a good place to find one. All right, y'all, well. Still no sheds, but hey, we can find a million bones a day. All right, y'all, well, more bones here. We ain't doing too good. All right, y'all, well, I've shed hunted the whole entire bedding area, and let's just say I didn't find anything but like 5 or 6 bones. But back in deer season, I did watch quite a few bucks walk through here. And so hopefully we can find one on this field edge here. All right, y'all, Virginia sucks. I can't find a deer shed for nothing. I don't believe, sorry, my hand is in front of my phone's camera. Sorry, I can't talk. But last year, I think I put on like 40 some miles and didn't find but one or two while shed. No. One of them was checking trail cameras. I only found one while shed hunting. So, that sucked. And, well, it appears it's going to go that way this year, too. So, I don't really know, y'all. Yeah, this kind of sucks. But, I'm going to go around these field edges here, and we're going to just hit up the best spots. I did pick and choose through the bedding area where I was going to walk, and I walked them, like, very finely. I walked 15 yards back and forth. So I covered the whole bedding area and that whole hillside over there. And I didn't find anything. So that stinks. But we're going to walk this field edge. Walk that one where I found a deer shed at last year. Actually, I found 2 over there. And then we're going to go over here to this big gully that meets 2 big farms. And I feel like that should be a good place for one. But hopefully we can find one. Right, y'all, I'm feeling a snack break. We've been at this for a few hours now. And, well, I drank some water. I'm eating this thing. Then we're gonna go find a big deer shed. Or a spike, that works too. All right, y'all, well, got a bone here. I got a bone here. I sat down to eat some snacks, so we're gonna throw them in the bag with my burger and all that. So, since I can't find any sheds, I'm gonna do me a task. I'm gonna try to fill a 5-gallon bucket full of deer bone, or bones, cow bones, whatever. I'm gonna try to fill up a 5-gallon bucket. That is my goal. For today anyways. And my goal for sheds wise is 1. I really think there's one on this farm somewhere. It's just gonna have to be finding it. It's gonna be the hard part. So I'm gonna slip around here. We're gonna go over here in this big gully that goes up to the next farm. I know there's some big deer on there too. And hopefully there'll be a shed or 2 in there, and we'll see. I know there's some minerals out there in the field for the cattle, so that ought to be a plus too. All right, y'all. I've been at this for about 2.5 to 3 hours now, and I put on about 2 miles and still count nothing. I think in Virginia they say the average is like 1 shed every 10 miles. I think that's what the average is in Virginia. I might be a little off on that, but I think I've seen that before. Like, most people average 1 shed every 10 miles. I mean, that sounds probably about right. It's a lot of work to find a shed in Virginia, unless you set a shed trap or something, but I don't even think that's legal. So, yeah, that's why we're not doing that. But I have seen some deer cross through here, too, so it's always, there's a deer track in the cow patty. All right, y'all. I'll say on average, I find probably 7 to 8 deadheads per shed. That's normally just how it works for me. I normally have a lot of luck finding deadheads. Find a lot of them. And they're normally bucks. Actually, very rarely. Somebody else has been in here. Actually, very rarely do I ever find does. It's normally like spikes and stuff like that, but it's always something. All right, y'all. Oh, cow over in there. Dang. All right, y'all. I never have stepped foot on this side of the farm. It's a house right there, and I never really thought about it, but there's this old fence line that comes up here, and it's got a few trees on it, a few oak trees to be exact. So I'm like, well, maybe the deer come up through here, feed or anything. I didn't walk it last year, so maybe I should walk it more often. And it's just a gully that goes, just the fence line goes up through. And normally in a big field like this, deer gonna walk a gully, and I'm just gonna split the field wide open. So hopefully that's true, and hopefully we find this old shed. All right, y'all. Well, I seen that right there. It's like, oh man, there one is. Well, that sucks. I really thought that was a shed. All right, y'all. I didn't know this big oak was here. Like I said, I've never been on this side of the farm, so really didn't know what to expect. And looking around, I mean, I don't see no sheds here, but that's always good to know, because last year, in the first couple weeks of bow season, if I'd have hunted these fields, I'd have killed a good deer. It's probably about a 140s, 150s 10-pointer. I mean, somebody ended up killing him throughout the season, but if I'd have hunted these fields, I would have killed him. So that's probably what he's living off of, is he never really came in the woods. Every time I seen him, every time he's on camera, he was in these fields. And that's probably what he'd do. Lay in the middle of these fields, feed on these little side trees like that. But, well, I guess I'll never know now. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go hit up a new piece of this farm I've never been on either. And the farmers told me many a times, hey, the deer been up there a lot. Probably a good place to look. I mean, just while hunting. I don't really know if he knows I shed hunt, but either way. And what's a hedgerow that runs up. It's fairly close to his house, so I don't really like to go up there, but if I find a shed, hey, it'll be totally worth it. So hopefully we go up there and find us 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6. Hopefully just one. That would be better than that. All right, y'all. Well, it had me thinking. Dang. I was thinking maybe it was a shed, but obviously not. All right, so I had no idea this was here. That's not a bed. That's a place to find a shed right here. Well, there's deer tracks. It's a break in the fence, and there's no cattle fence through here. just right over there and over there, but it's a break right here in the fence. It goes up into here. I never knew that was like that. That wasn't a nice one, though. Well, like I said, y'all, I've never been on this part of the farm at all. And the farm always says they set up here in the hedgerow. It's not much of a hedgerow, but it's just enough to hold deer. And they're not going to get pressured here, so maybe this is a good thing to learn for next year. All right, y'all, we'll say that got me. I thought it was a shit. All right, y'all, well, it appears as if the acorns felt good here. Holy smokes. This is a lot of acorns. All right, y'all, well, it ain't like I'm not seeing signs of deer. I'm seeing trash. I'm seeing all that stuff. I'm seeing a pile of food, but these never have to shed. Man, it's just a really shiny week. Great. Nope. Oh, well, maybe we'll find one. We got about 5 miles on so far. All right, y'all, another thing that really stinks is it's not like I have competition. Nobody else around here like shed hunts except me. And this farm, nobody else has permission on. So it's like the deer have to drop their horn somewhere. So that means like I have to find them, right? Since nobody else will. But it doesn't seem to appear to be that way. So hopefully we can slip up though. Well, found another bone. All right, y'all, another pit stop. We got some burger. That's good. Are y'all kidding me? I really thought that was a shed. I got so excited. It's not. Dang it. Dang it, y'all. I seen that. I was like, yes. I was like, no. There was so much happiness. Then it all went downhill. Well, still no sheds, but hey, it's what I expected. All right, y'all, that might be a shed. I'm not real sure, but if I slip over there and see. Oh, there it is, too. It's not. But I do see a bunch of other bones, so that makes sense now. All right, y'all, well, obviously, the deer do use this, but I don't see no sheds. Dang it. Thought that was one. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I'm so sorry. I found one. It was an old one, but I didn't even take a video. Nah, I'm joking. I straight up just pulled one out of my baskets of horns and sheds. So, like, that kind of meant nothing. Yeah, we didn't find anything, but all right, y'all. As you've seen, your boy still sucks at shed hunting. I didn't find a single shed. Not a piece, not a broken piece, not half a shed, not a dead head, nothing. But I will say we do have a whole lot better shed hunt coming up soon. So either way, hope you like today's video. And I know all we found was a bunch of bones, but we had some fun making it. And either way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.